This is Dave.
This is Reese.
And this is Manic Joy, a podcast about
life,
love, and
uncertainty.
Well, hello, friends, and welcome to episode 10 of Manic Joy. Episode 10, in this instance, is the last official episode, Reese, of season 1. How you feeling about that?
We did it.
That's how you feeling? Great. Plenty of stuff for me to edit.
Yes, Dave said that I should watch my ums and ahs, so I'm gonna do 10 of them. Got them out.
See, I don't think that was 10.
It might have been 11. I stopped counting.
Okay.
I was counting on my fingers.
Be sure.
Yeah.
So, we started the day with a bang. Started with a leftover breakfast.
That was a bang.
Breakfast of champions.
Yes.
Plate full, or I should say a tray full of leftover Chinese food.
Yes.
To start the day.
Yep. That was... Why does it always taste even better the next day? It's really weird. I like it for breakfast.
I don't know. But I'm happy we found just a moment to promote a local business here in the area. If you're in the area, we have finally found a place that that has been pretty consistent. We've ordered from them a number of times, and it's really good.
It's actually really
good. And we've been disappointed with some other businesses in the area. I think sometimes good. It's just not always consistent.
Right.
And this has been consistently good if you want that type of almost like New York style Chinese food, right? In the sense that it's...
Well, that was our biggest issue when we moved here. We didn't like the Chinese food, we didn't like the pizza, and we did not like the sushi.
So a quick plug for Jade Garden in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
It's really good.
If you're in the area, give them a shot. Tasty stuff.
Yeah.
So... for those of you playing along at home, I wanted to let you know you can rest easy. My iTunes library work is complete. Everything is organized. No more unknown albums, and we're good to go.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And just so we're aware that I'm not the only dork in the family, I was wondering if you could maybe tell us a little bit about that Weezer fan club stuff you were talking about this morning.
Okay, you know what? That is not fair.
What do you mean? You don't want to talk about Weezer?
I always want to talk about Weezer. I just said that because I don't want to upset like Weezer super fans. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to diss them. I'm just saying that sometimes I'm not as bad as some of the other people on the Weezer fan club site I belong to.
Yeah, I'm not even talking. I'm just talking about how excited you were, or the deep explanation of what's going on with their album.
Oh, I went into that too. Well, because it's a big thing on the Weezer fan site that I belong to. That like over the last couple of months, they've been releasing these little, I don't know what you would call them, right? Demos, and then I've been waiting over a full year for the I'm doing great for the Van Weezer album, and it didn't come out because of COVID, and so they surprised everybody with a new album now before Van Weezer, which is coming out in May, and now they have their new album coming out at the end of the month, and then in 2022 they're gonna have like 4 albums come out. See, I got really excited. You're right. I have problems.
No, that's great. That's great.
Right. So 2021 is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
For the Weezer fan club group that I belong to.
Excellent. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. I know how much you do enjoy the Weezer.
I do enjoy
I'm
the
excited
Weezer.
to get a record. I'm assuming you've ordered the record already.
So I didn't order for the new record yet.
Oh.
I ordered the Van Weezer one, which is a glow in the dark one.
Yay.
And that'll be coming out May 7th. So yeah, I did not, unless you want to get me that for an early birthday gift.
Oh, is that how it goes?
That's
Well,
how it goes.
I'm excited. I know they've dropped a single.
Yes,
So I'm excited
which is
to,
really
a little
good.
later on, maybe we'll go play that
Yes.
really loud.
Yes.
Since it seems as though we have the house to ourselves again.
We do.
So
Party.
more Reese and Dave debauchery planned for the evening, which at this point entails we'll have some dinner. I think Reese is going to take a bath.
I'm definitely.
I'll make some dinner. We'll have a few drinks, and then we're looking at we're deep in the throngs of Ray Donovan.
Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna
Loving it.
We're gonna plan a little marathon there, at least for part of the time, until we feel the need to grab the microphones and scream at the top of our lungs and do some karaoke.
Yes. Yes. I'm excited about that.
Another fun-filled evening at the Charest household.
What?
Woohoo! And
What else you got?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the day when we can invite everybody over and do some karaoke with everyone.
I miss it. Soon, friends. Soon.
We hope so. So here's what we have planned for episode 10, the final, or I should say the last official episode, because, who knows what'll happen. Maybe we'll throw some more things in here as we start planning season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But for season 1, the last official episode, here's what we're going to do. We had some questions come in through the course of the year. And some of these questions didn't necessarily fit neatly into the bucket of the episode that we were planning for that particular time frame. So I figured what we'd do is we'd use this time to do a completely audience question episode. And we're just going to spend some time, aside from the one surprise question we have for each other at the end of this. Yeah. But we have some questions within questions. So we have about, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9 or so questions that we're going to spend some time answering here today. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan, man.
Excellent. So let's just get right to it. Here's our first question, and this question is from Miranda, and she's got 2 questions, so we'll do the first one first, and we'll do the second one second. That's how I like to roll.
Math.
Oh, duh. All right, so Miranda asks, what is the most difficult thing you've ever had to do?
That's what
Reese.
she said.
Oh.
You said Reese, that I'm the most difficult
Yeah, that's
thing that
it.
you have to
That's
do.
my answer. I actually meant.
Subliminal
Yes.
much?
Yes. No, I meant, please, you answer that question first.
Okay.
But then my answer is Reese.
Right. And here's why I bring it down. Because I got it. The first thing that came to mind was thinking of when I had to take care of my dad. That sucked. Finding out that he got sick and having to sleep at the hospital and do all that stuff and watching all that sucked. And then I would say like right next to that would be selling the house in Brooklyn. That also
that
sucked.
was pretty rough. You had
That
a
was bad.
tough go with that.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. But I will say, I think having been with you through both of those ordeals, always impressed with you actually in times like that. Whatever's happening inside you, you step up in the moments you need to and do what needs to be done. So I'm proud of you for
Thanks,
that.
babe.
Sure.
My fight or flight mechanism is interesting. Like I just squash it all down and then I handle it, and then the aftermath is where I really shine. Crying in the fetal position in the corner while drinking my 8th.
Do you shine bright like a diamond?
Shites of was it? No, please don't ever sing that song again. That's another story.
Yes,
that
we'll
song.
save that for season 2.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna say most difficult thing I've ever had to do. I think that those are the things that where I've had to make decisions to, I guess, cut people out of my life. I think those are always difficult decisions.
Right.
I feel good about those decisions that have been made, but always difficult because I don't think you ever want to do that. But I think in order to live the life you want to live and be happy and all of that, sometimes it needs to be done. And I don't regret any of those decisions, but they're never easy decisions to make.
Right.
So we'll leave it at that.
Yep, I get that.
So the second question from Miranda is, what areas of your life do you think need improvement?
There are so many.
Why don't you tell us one of them?
So many. well, yeah, the first thing that came to mind was taking better care of myself.
That's a good one. I like that one.
It is a good one because it's the biggest problem that I kind of have with myself. And I acknowledge, I don't sleep well. I don't eat well. I definitely drink too much. I don't eat the right things. And I totally should be exercising. And I'm kind of not jealous. I mean, I am not jealous. I really look up to my friends that work out, that really take that seriously, and you when you do your yoga. I think that is really great. I do not enjoy any of that at all. And I know, some people just really enjoy it and some people are miserable and do it anyway, but I would rather drink bleach than do yoga. So, but I acknowledge it. I try to do some things. Like sometimes I'll take like a week or two and watch what I'm eating and try not to drink. Yeah. And then I don't do that anymore. But,
well, yeah. I can agree with you there. I think, I look at it as, I want you to be around for a while.
Well, I'm thinking also, I want to enjoy myself while I'm here. So like if I want pizza, I want to eat the pizza. If I want to have a drink, I want to have a drink. But it's everything, and like you have to do things in moderation. Moderation. The word you're looking for, I was like, what's that word? Moderation.
there it is. So I would say, in my case, I'm not I look to improve, but I'm not a big. I'm not a believer in. Like, you have to look for the things you're bad at and try to improve those necessarily. I'm a big believer in actually what you should do is find the things you're good at and look at how you can enhance those even more, right? And so I look at it in that sense. But if there was one area that I think I sometimes get tripped up or I find myself being like, is in the self-motivation category, which is strange. And I'll tell you why. You're giving me this funny look.
I'm giving you a funny look.
And maybe it's just the internal story of that, because like I'm very motivated when I'm into something. It's those times where I might not be into something sometimes that I need, like and maybe it's the performer in me, but and the feedback piece of it, but I need an audience for things. And so sometimes I'm not as motivated to do things if I don't have an audience, if that makes sense. Right?
It does make sense. Yeah. Like when you clean the pool. Come look at the pool. I've cleaned it. Like, you're very proud of yourself when you do that. Well,
okay. I don't know if I would use that as an example, but I'll give you one. Okay. So, like, even, I don't know, just like, even with, like, if there's a group depending on me to do something, I'm more motivated to do it than if it's something I should do that I'm just doing because I know I need to do that.
Right.
So, it's that type of thing that I'm talking about. I wish sometimes I was a little bit more self-motivated for things that needed to be done but don't have an audience. Does that make, I guess
it does. Yeah. But then I always think of you as being very self-motivated. I mean, you started your own brand, your own business, and did that without going to college or doing any of that stuff. You wanted to learn how to play poker. You do these things where like you want to learn how to do a thing and then you master it.
Right.
And then you move on.
Right.
Right. And obviously you haven't mastered me because you're still here.
I'm still
roasting.
Trying to figure that shit out.
Yep. The hardest thing you ever had to do.
All right, here's a question from Eichel. Here's Eichel. What I did was I combined Uncle and Mike.
You did. So it's Eichel.
So now we'll call Uncle Mike Eichel from this forward. So we're going to do a couple quick answer ones, and then we can talk a little bit more about the third question here. But one, favorite food?
So mac and cheese.
Oh.
I could swim in a sea of mac and cheese.
Nice.
But I also put Middle Eastern food because some really like good grape leaves. I could eat that all day, every day.
Yeah, so I kind of wrote, like, I'm going to cheese out on this question because I just love, like, food. Like, I love all food, but I love, like, clean food. Like, I don't like crap food. You know what I mean? Like, I like food that's, like, good for you, right?
And so here's where I'm like, mac and cheese.
Yeah, like, but, I mean, the occasional, I guess I look at it like this. Like, I like the occasional junk. Like, we all do it. Like, I do that. But, like, you know when people say, oh, I'm going to treat myself. Like, is it really a treat?
Because
when
then
you eat
feel like
something that
crap
makes you
later.
feel like crap.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I want to treat myself with things that actually make me feel good. And so, like, even after we got this Chinese food, like, it was like, all right, we'll get this Chinese food. But, like, last night I was like, I had a headache. And
Yeah.
my body was like, what did you do? Because, like, I don't normally eat that food. And so, like, is it really a treat?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe not. Favorite vacation destination?
So my mind immediately goes to Disney because that was really so much fun.
That's not where I was going with you.
But
Mm-hmm.
in reality, the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's what I had for you.
The Bahamas. I mean, if I had a choice right now, we're getting on a plane. I want to go to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I want to be sitting on a beach. We talked about this
Yes.
the last time too.
Yep.
Bahamas.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So here's another area where I'm not going to pick one specific place because I want to go to lots of places.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite thing in all of those would be the non-touristy parts of those places. Does that make sense? Like, I want to go to places and see the places where the real people are, not
Right.
just where it's filled with people, tourists visiting.
Right.
Because I don't care about other tourists, if that makes sense.
Well, because hell is other people, and people are annoying, and
you go.
Disney is definitely that was an experience
That's your
with
bumper
the tourists
sticker, isn't it?
there. Yeah, it is. Hell is other people.
All right, here's a doozy. Now, we've been talking about Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan is a fixer of sorts in strange situations. Yep. So Bill is wondering, what tool or item would you use if, hypothetically of course, you needed to make the other disappear? And there's a part 2 of this question. How would you then, hypothetically of course, dispose of that tool or item? Would you like to go first?
So, I have watched way too many serial killer shows, and I'm not very comfortable answering that question. Hypothetically, if I was questioned by the cops, this would be something that would get me in trouble. So I'm going to plead the fifth on this.
Oh, you're going to plead the fifth.
Just in case later on you piss me off.
Okay, in case things go down
Yep.
a way that they shouldn't go down.
And I also don't want to give Bill any ideas because I love you, Alyssa.
Well, here's what I'll say. For you, it would be simple. I would just hire a clown to hide someplace in the house and just jump out and scare you, and you'd probably just drop dead.
Yep, that is...
And then how would I get rid of the clown? Well, I mean, it's a clown. They'd probably take care of himself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much going on for clowns these days.
No, they really... that's horrifying. Thank you.
Hey.
That's...
Love you, babe.
You...
Love you.
Are great.
All right.
Also,
oh,
you skipped one of Mike's questions.
Did I? You know what? Let's go back. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot I missed that one. Yeah. Eichel wants to know. Uncle Mike, hi. We love you.
I miss you.
Did you play any sports growing up, Reese?
So I played like a lot of sports.
Did you?
So it's really funny. Fun fact, I played all the sports with the balls. A lot of the balls sports.
Well, that I believe.
The balls. I played softball. In middle school.
Hardball.
Well, now I play hardball. When I was a kid, I played softball. And funny enough, my dad was the coach and let me be pitcher, and I was terrible. But he always told me that I was really good.
I believe that too.
Which was basically the message of my whole entire life with him. That I was terrible at something. He's like, no, Reese, you're great. I played basketball. Mm-hmm. And you know this story. My nickname used to be called Over Here. Because I used to scream, over here, and then they would never throw the ball to me. And then my favorite was volleyball. I
do like volleyball.
I loved volleyball. Yeah, I was actually pretty good at that. And then I had a brief stint as a cheerleader.
Yeah,
I used to do competition. Yeah. I was the top of the pyramid.
You're the top of my pyramid.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm still not forgiving you for the clown thing.
Well, it's not like he's here.
And
I didn't do it.
He's not here yet.
Hypothetically, of course.
You're going to hire Bill as the clown.
Yeah. Ooh.
No.
There we go.
No.
All right, Bill. I'll reach out.
No, because he'll do it. No.
Sports growing up. Yes. Not until high school, though, I think. Or no. Did I play? I feel like I might have played... I was never a big fan of baseball, but what's
T-ball?
No, what's Little League? Little League baseball,
League.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. So clearly I was big into baseball. I think I did that when I was little. But in high school, I played football and was captain of the wrestling team my junior and senior year. Thank you very much. I enjoyed sports. I think sports are great.
Me too.
I think they teach you a lot about, I mean, every episode we end this with life as a group project, right?
Yep.
I mean, they teach you very much about working as a team as well as self-discipline. And yeah, I think sports are good.
It really...
I don't like sports you get the people that go a little too far.
And the parents.
Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Get over yourself.
No.
But
and my parents didn't even come to any of my games,
Yeah.
like later on in high school.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. Volleyball was really great for me because I had a good coach, and I learned a lot of discipline because I was a mess in high school.
Well, I
so
think
that
that's
was
a
good for me.
big key to how you enjoy or how you do in these things too is the coach.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough to have some really good coaches in my day.
And the girls.
For part of it, I should say.
And the girls too had good coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, Emily's coach right now is awesome with
Yeah.
her, and she's still running.
Yep.
Not everybody shows up, and
Yeah.
she's still there. So
Nope. I like
great.
that very much. Okay. Here's our last question, which I think is actually really a great. I don't know if it's a great question, but it's a great
it's stuff you don't think
thing.
about all the time.
And so Alex asks, what are your thoughts on adopting a child or children for those who aren't able to conceive or never wanted to carry their own child?
Why don't you go first this
I
time?
will. What greater gift is there than being able to raise a child, I think, and bring them into this world and set them up for success? And that's interesting. Success can come on many ways, whether
Right.
you're a good parent or not.
Right.
But when it comes to adopting a child, I think hopefully, you're going to be someone who cares and loves for that child. And what better gift than to give them that stability that they may not have otherwise.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say we're gonna agree on that. I was like 100% yes. I always thought that I might do that. That at some point I would want to adopt just because. I just think that is a very selfless thing to do. To be able to do that. And I know it's funny, I've had this conversation several times with Johnny and Emily, where they both have said that they would adopt just because. Not even if, they couldn't conceive, or that they think that is just the best thing you can ever do. And I love that conversation with them, that they're so open to that. And that actually is a great question, but people don't really talk about the fact of how amazing it is to be able to adopt a child,
All right. It is surprise question time.
Boop, boop, boop. We should have I think for season 2, we should have a like a sound effect that goes with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do that.
All right.
We'll put it in the file for things we may do in season 2.
All right.
So what's your question for me?
Okay. Is there one thing in your life, if you could do it differently, what would that be?
Is this past tense?
Yes.
Or is this future tense?
So this is past tense. Is there one thing in your life that you did that if you had a chance to go back and do it differently, what would it be?
I would have really tried to understand money earlier in life than having figured it out now.
Yeah.
Because I wish I had given myself the tools to be in a better position earlier in life. Not that I regret any part of my journey, because I think it's all important and adds to your character of who you are. But I wish I had, as talking about how I like to master things, I wish that was something I had decided would be more important earlier in my life than when I decided it was.
Right.
How about yourself?
I think that's I could see that. Money was always a sticky issue with me. You mean like answer my own question? What do I think?
Yeah.
Or about money?
Yeah, I mean, about your own question.
Oh my God. That's like another one. I don't know. There's so many things I would do differently because...
Well, maybe that'll be an episode
Well, yeah, I
all
think...
on its own.
Yeah,
Season 2.
it probably should be. I think more or less it would be dating-wise. There's several people that I would have totally...
Hey, it all worked out, babe. It all worked.
Well, you know, and so, and this type of question, you know, I think about it all the time because I try not to have regrets. You shouldn't have regrets because those mistakes and those things that you did build your character, you know, set a course for yourself. And I'm very happy where we are. And I guess going through those people kind of led me to you, you know, in our situation, which is great. But ideally, if I was able to maintain where we are now and still able to meet you and be with you and have the life that we have, I definitely would have eliminated a few of the fiasco relationships that I have. You know who you are. Anyway.
All right, my question for you is this.
Okay.
What have you enjoyed most about doing this podcast?
Oh, that's a well-rounded question, babe. Way to bookend it. I would say like our little quality time together.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we know pretty much everything about each other. But I kind of like the banter back and forth.
Yeah.
And not arguing.
It's
kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that we get to be creative and have fun and
I think that was the
stuff
purpose when
about
we
each other.
we started doing all this. And so
Why
it's
did
been
we
really
start
fun.
doing this?
Because it was a way for us to do something creative together because we haven't done something like that in a while. And
That's
so
true.
I think we fulfilled that mission.
I think so too. I agree.
And I hope those of you listening, we've provided some entertainment for you over these last 10 episodes. What we're planning on doing now is, if you're on our email list, we'll be sending you some emails, obviously, with this episode, but reaching out to you for some ideas for season 2, some things you'd love to hear us talk about. And really, we're honestly grateful for everybody that's been listening and the feedback that you've given to us, and we really do enjoy your participation. And we're hoping we can, you know, part of this is we're trying to keep things as simple as possible for us in the technical realm. Because, you know, that means I have to figure out how to make this thing work. And, you know.
Yeah, but you'll master that too. And
I know. It's just, it becomes a question of, you know, the time invested in all of that with life going on. So, but, you know, I'd love to do some things where we bring in audio clips and have people send stuff into us and do some
cool.
things like that would be fun.
Some guest
appearances. And so we're really open to, you know, please do write into us. Let us know what you've enjoyed, and we'll be reaching out specifically. And of course, if you're on our email list, that's where we, you know, try to get the most engagement from people that are there and part of that list. So we'll be sending out some stuff. What we're going to plan on doing now is kind of going back through season 1 and really doing some big promotion for the stuff that we've done in season 1. What I'd love to do is spend a little time away, again, reimagining what season 2 might be and putting some plans together for that and getting feedback from you guys. But then really promoting season 1, getting some good listenership there. And so we'd encourage you, if you've enjoyed any of these episodes and enjoy listening, please tell someone about it. Spread the word, share it on social media, let people know that this podcast exists. We'll probably set some goals in terms of like listenership and how we want to get that up and going. And then we'll look for a launch of season 2, but there might be some things in the middle there that we go along the way, maybe some bonus episodes of season 1.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Again, Reese, this has been an enjoyable thing that I hope we continue to do for a long time. You know, I think of it as one, it's been great to be creative together, but as we get on in the years, I also look at this as a leave back, you know, for the girls,
like a little time capsule,
things like
for them.
that. And, you know, when we have grandkids and those types of things, like I hope we're doing this for a while, and it provides some insight into us, the people we were or are. I won't kill us off.
And now
yet.
we're dead.
And dead.
And gone.
But and all those people that have kind of impacted us along the way. So it's been a fun thing to do, and I enjoy very much. So Again, thank you for listening. Make sure that if you are listening and you're not on our email list, there'll be a link in the show notes. Make sure to click that, join the email list. Make sure that you're subscribed to the podcast so you will know when new episodes are launched. And all of those things help us get found, which means also leaving a review. Let people know how you feel about this podcast, what you like. You can email us directly if there's something you don't. Let us know. We'd love to hear it, good and bad.
Not for me. That's just for Dave.
I won't let Reese know.
I just want praise.
Please send all your praise to reese@reese.com. No.
Yes.
Don't send anything there. That's not real. But no, seriously, let us know, and I will filter what I need to share with Reese.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, my friends. That was episode 10, season 1 complete.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Remember, as always, life is a group project. Be kind to each other.
Bye.